It's me again, YouTube, and this is a recent addition, but it's not a Goodwill find. This was at I guess you could say it's my local Habitat for Humanity. I'm in the middle of like 3 of them. This one is the closest to my house, and it's also right by my work. This is a Circulair Model 1000 from 1993. And I went in there because I was bored. There was nothing really better to do with my time at that time of the day. And for some reason, this fan just called to me. I knew nothing about it. I had not seen one in person before, and it had been 2 years since I saw one on the fan forum. The best I can describe this is a Vornado knockoff that's slightly better than the Vornado that it was based on. At least that's my thought, because the blade resembles a Vornado. The housing resembles a Vornado. Anyways, these seem to be a very oddball fan, because I've asked fan collectors and very few have heard of them, and even less have seen one in person. I think I'm number 5 or 6 collectors known to have one now. It has so the motor is made in the United States, and I believe the rest of the fan is made in the United States. The company is the company was based out of Illinois. I don't know if they're still around anymore. See if I can get you that motor brand. There you go. It's a Jekyll motor. Jekyll. I don't know. Seems French, but I don't know. As you might have seen, it's a very big fan. Now, the fan's small, but it's a very big motor for this size of fan. And this motor is totally overkill. The bearing blocks are huge. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it on. This thing does not oscillate. It just pivots up and down when you adjust it. There's the switch. I think it used to be a different shade of blue, but it faded out to this. And you can also see, I paid $5 for this. Anyways, here is high speed. That is medium speed. And there's low speed, which unfortunately you can barely hear over my American Standard Freedom 90 furnace. But it's a very quiet fan on low, and it moves a decent amount of air. This thing is really just a monster, but it's so rare I almost feel bad using it, but I think I've got a good use for this that it's gonna be preserved while also being used so it doesn't get messed up from storage. Let me just turn it off. Bearings seem a little stiff. I just don't have the right size of socket to get the motor out. When I get the motor out, I'm going to pull it apart and properly service those bearings. I'm going to show you underneath, because this is truly a rare fan. I want to document as much of this thing as possible, because there's not much else as far as documentation goes. So, phone case. So it was made by Circulair Inc. out of Niles, Illinois, 60714, model 1000, 120 volts, 60 hertz, 1.3 amps. You are listed. Date wheel says March of 1993 is when this thing was built. And unfortunately, it's missing 3 of the 4 rubber feet. But I have some rubber feet that I can stick on to make this thing perfect. So with the motor being made in the United States, not saying made in China, I'm going to assume this fan is entirely US made, which even in the 90s, for these small circulators, was not super common. I think a lot of them are made in Japan by Sanyo, Samsung, Tatung, Kuohorn, and SMC, who is out of Korea, I think. So, anyways, that is probably one of my rarest fans that I have now. It's right up on the leaderboard. I will see you guys in the next one.